My name is Teodoro Alvarez. I'm the El Paso Recruiting Company Commander. I've been in the Army for 16 years. I'm married. I have, total of 5 kids, uh, and 3 of them are small. They're living with me. Eh, this pretty much been my life since I was in high school. When I was in high school, I actually uh, started working in the county as a correction officer. And then, September 11 happened, and my brother enlisted, so then I enlisted. And I enlisted as a E1, fussy. I was, I remember, I remember learning how to clean a toilet very well, or a restroom. I mean, it's been 16 years, so it's been a lot of, I don't know if you could say it, but just hitting my head, my head in the wall, learning, and like, okay, don't go that route, go this other route. But I'm from Edinburgh, Texas. I've born and raised there, so I've been I've been a Texan since I know myself.
Yeah.
So when I enlisted, of course the Army sent me the basic, trained me there. That was a good experience, and I did learn, that I can push myself beyond what my brain or my body tells me I can do. And then from there, the learning curves. I mean, there's a lot of things that I did not know that I had to learn. Like leadership is not what you preach, but what you practice. And everything that you do or tolerate becomes a standard. So that's as the Army evolved me as into a person, a leader. That's one thing that maybe my wife can attest to, is that when someone's wrong, I correct them, but I don't correct them in a despiteful that I'm right always, but in a way that hey, I need to correct, make sure that the standard, what the standard is, not because I want to be right. And that's what the Army put in me, that it's not what you preach, it's what you practice. And if you allow mediocrity to go on, it's gonna stay on.
Was there ever a time where you felt like you were beyond yourself?
Well, multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times. There was times where I'm like, what I got myself into, I don't think I can do it. I mean, always second guessing myself at times. Even now, sometimes when the challenge is out there, you're like, man, I don't think we can get out of this one. But it's always that little voice inside of you that the Army quote, hey, keep on moving forward. You're gonna get this done. You think you can't get it done, but you're gonna get it done. So it's like this morning we went and did a run hike. It was pretty high up there, and I was 90% of the time like, I was telling myself, with my guys, I'm like, you're the commander, you could turn this off and turn around, just get it done. But then I was like, no, we set a goal, we set a mission that we were going to accomplish. We're going to go all the way to the top. So we did. And that's the same thing when it happens, when there's times that I can't do it, or I think I can't do it. I always like, well, that's not the mission, is to get it done. So push forward until you can get it done.
And as a commander, is there a pressure of having to always be at least one step ahead of the rest of the guys?
Well, yeah, there's that. A lot of people think that as a commander you have all the answers, and yeah, you have to show that you're sharp and your skills, but that comes not by because you're smart, but preparing yourself. And what I do with that is just prepare myself throughout the month, or whatever we have, like a quarter. We have a quarter. We prepare ourselves for that quarter. And when I feel like we're not getting there, I go back and look at the plan and let's see what's. So yeah, there is a lot of pressure that we have to have the answer for everything.
What do you suggest or recommend could be done to handle yourself when you're in pressure in these situations?
Discipline equals freedom, and I live by that. So if I discipline myself, then I'll have the freedom to do things that I want to do to relax. So I wake up at 4:00 in the morning. I gotta do stuff that I have to do before, and that gives me the freedom to when I'm done with physical fitness to wake my kids up and give them kisses before they go to school, and get myself ready to come to work on a day. So if it's not because of that discipline that I put myself first, that it gives me the ability to do the things that I want, which is, kiss my kids, wake them up and be there with them. And also on the end, it's like I put stuff in my calendar, like we talked about it this interview. So I put in my calendar so that now I have that discipline that I allotted that time, that I'm not gonna be doing anything else other than this. So that freedom of me putting things in order allows me that when I go home, I don't have to go back into my work. I can just spend time with the kids and spend time with the wife. Or if I want to just watch videos, YouTube videos, stuff like that, I do it because I have that freedom, because of that discipline.
How is it that you are now developing others to become leaders?
Well, like I said, that one, it's a tricky part to help others become leaders, because you can give them your tools or what works for you, but if it's not implemented, then then it doesn't work, and they'll become their own. They'll have to, like I said before, hit themselves in the head a couple of times before they realize that what we've told them in the past is good. Like an example, and then just in this job, we train our soldiers to do cold calls. So, and then we give them a script and everything. But if they don't use that script, then they're gonna realize that they're not gonna get that answer they want, or they're not gonna get past through a certain point. I don't know if that answered your questions.
Yeah, so you hand them the tools, and then you are also setting an example, but at the end of the day, it still comes down to the individual, either implementing it or bumping their head.
Yeah, either learning by our advice, or learning by them failing, and then I have to come back forcefully and say, now you're gonna do this, or so it becomes to the individual. And then of course, when we talk to them, when I bring out, like for example, as a leader, I have a company about 60 some soldiers, 62 to be exact. I cannot mentor every single soldier, so I'm only pretty much mentoring or trying to lead 8, and those 8 have at least 8 or some type of number underneath them that they can lead. That's the challenge. When a leader wants to lead everybody, they end up leading nobody. But when they lead the few that are responsible for the many, then you end up leading everybody.
So it's
delegation pretty much. So our station commanders, they're very smart soldiers. We give them taskings, we give them the tools for them to get it done, and then we let them go. And then we see them grow as a station commander when they're achieving their mission, or when they're doing excellent things, or we see them struggle, and then we'll go back and address that issue.
What do you feel is the most fulfilling part of your career?
Right now in this, of course, this job, the most fulfilling is providing the tools, not for the soldiers that are already getting the benefits, but for the future soldiers, the applicants that are coming in. One of the things that I see a lot, and when I'm speaking with the school counselors, principals, and also teachers, they're I don't know if they see the world from one way only, where they only see success under a college degree. And I always try to explain the success does not come from a degree, but from a career with the experience. And I tell a lot of the students that I've talked to, like, look, even if at the end of your high school year, you don't have a way forward, or a what do you want to do, take a break, take a year break. I call it a gap, and then realize who you are. And if that doesn't work, then look for a career, not a degree, because a degree will give you a lot of debt. A career will start paying you from the start.
What do you encounter most often as an obstacle to joining?
One of the ones is just I don't want to go to war. I don't want to die. I want to I want to live my life happy. I'm like, okay, you don't want to go to war. That's fine. That's understandable. But And most of the other one is that the army is not would not provide the tools for people to better themselves. So the fear of death is one of the ones that we encounter. And I mean, if we're always afraid of dying, then we shouldn't get out of the house, because it's not gonna. I mean, you gotta take risk, and the risk comes with a reward. So that's one thing we try to tell them. Look, I understand the fear of death, but it's everywhere. I mean, you could unfortunately have a car accident. That's the end of it. So if we're gonna be just with that fear of death, then then you're not gonna achieve nothing. You gotta risk it to achieve it. And then the other one is that the Army does not provide the tools necessary for them to exceed. And that's one of the things that I'm like, well, I'm the testimony. Look, I come from humble backgrounds. My dad, actually was a migrant worker when I was in high school. I would go to Michigan. We'll go to Florida. We'll go just what's the other one? Arkansas. We pick blueberries, apples, oranges, watermelons. I mean, every summer break, people were taking their break off while we were going up north to work. So that's where I come from. I graduated by the skin of my teeth. So maybe a teacher there liked me, and so then after that I went and did like I said, the county corrections, and after that I enlisted. And it was not until I enlisted in the Army that I actually developed myself to be a leader. And not until after enlisting in the Army that I realized what I wanted to do, and I got a college degree and I started pushing forward. And it was because of the tools that the Army has given me that I was able to develop myself into I think I'm successful. I have no debt. All my cars are paid off. I have some change in the bank. So, and then I'm living a happy life to where I have the freedom to do what I want because of again, the discipline that I have and the tools that the Army has provided me.
And personally, I believe that beyond the benefits that the military is giving you, there is a sense of fulfillment, of servitude, and of doing something that is greater than yourself. Can we speak about this?
To see the uniform that you wear, individuals in the past wore it, so you can have a chance to wear it, and then you're pretty much passing on the torch to the next group coming up. And it's a hard work that everybody from the past to now they have put in there. This is an organization that lives by its values and actually strives. I tell a lot of people the Army is not a perfect organization, but it's an excellent organization, and we strive to be perfect as much as we can, even though we're humans and we fail every day. So it's not perfect, but it's excellent, and it top tier organization, I could say, from even from civil compared to any civilian organization.
Do you feel we talked about that fear of death and that cost of doing something greater than yourself? Do you feel that we have less heroes now? I mean, we read history, we read people who didn't just give up their lives, but many times gave up the lives of their families, or the sacrifices were so great. Are those people still here in society? Or have we become so egotistical that this doesn't happen anymore?
Well, yeah. So with the social media, yes, we've lost some of that side. I think we've lost a little bit of the honoring our heroes. We forget what the sacrifice, like you said, they've done to us being here. And with that, I think unfortunately right now with the social media trend and everything, our heroes are different than what they used to be. Our heroes before was a hero where a love of country, the sacrifice for the few, to save the many, but now it's more of the glamour, the what kind of house they have, what kind of car they drive, and stuff like that, which is very, very small-minded, if you ask me. Somebody that actually sacrifice for better, not just themselves, but the whole country or the servitude of a country, it speaks volumes because they're the ones that actually providing that freedom for that other individual to get the houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is. It is, I believe, making our society fragile.
Mhm.
Because of this, there is much less love of country
Yeah.
and much more individualism. However, you have a family of five and you have a successful career and you have the cars and the house.
Yeah.
Tell me about how it is that you're able to keep that balance between family and work and a good example for everybody out there. Because aside from having the lack of heroes, we also have a lack of role models.
Yeah. So no, that's true. The role models, and again, it goes to society. Role models now are the ones that are out there doing their own thing. Having multiple relationships with different women or men and stuff like that's the role model of today, which it should be the role model of a stable marriage where it's a father and a mother, and that's because that's the hard part. Being with different persons, that's easy. The hard part is learning how about, like, for example, you said my wife and we've been married 10 years, and I mean, it comes to challenges. There's challenges in there, and there's challenges because now I'm gone. I have to go do something because the army is sending me to do something, and now she's by herself, and then she has the whole household that she's leading now. So that's the challenges, and that's the role model. That's the sacrifice that we make, but that should be a role model of well, of course, like we said, love of country, the main one. I think that's one of the ones that the army instill in you: love of country, love of brothers, and then the role models that we follow are more role models that do the same thing. But yeah.
Commander, before we let you go, any last words? Anything you feel people should know?
Well, like I always said, if you don't go there and get the shirt, you can't say that that's not a good option for you, a good shirt that fits for you. So I ask everybody that are out there seeking not a degree, but a career where it's fulfilling, where you could have the benefits from the get-go, have the drive, and then also they instill the leadership that has been instilled in me through not only through learning, because the Army gives us a lot of training and leadership styles that they teach us, but through the experience of going and doing the mission. And if people are already tired of sitting in front of a classroom and not getting what they want, just stop at one of our recruiting stations. We have jobs, opportunities, careers that are from 3 to 4 to 6 years. 3 years, like I tell all the kids, like, hey man, you spend 4 years in high school, just spend 3 years with us, and you'll see that everything will be worthwhile. Even if you go that the Army is not for you, then you at least have the benefits that comes afterwards with the college, so you don't have to pay for your college. You also have some benefits on the way out, that if you enlist in here in Texas, you get the Hazelwood, all this other stuff.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity of speaking with you.
All right, thank you.